Welcome to week 3 of your 6 weeks beginners Pilates program. Today our focus is going to be on lower body exercises, so just make sure you've got enough space around you. Grab yourself a drink, pop a little bit of music on if you want some music in the background, and we'll get started. So we're actually going to start in the all fours position today. So if you take it over onto your mat or find a little bit of space, bring it in to that all fours position. So remember, when we're in this position, you need to make sure your elbows and wrists are directly under the shoulders and knees are in line with those hips. From there, we're just going to gently rock back onto the heels and back in to the all fours position again. So just gently rocking in and out of that child's pose, just to loosen up through the lower back and mobilise the knees and the hips a little bit. Gently rocking in and out of it. Good, keep it going. And then sit back onto those heels, really reach the fingertips away as far as you can. Really lengthen through the upper body. Hold that stretch. Good. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. And relax, bring it back into the middle. We're just going to mobilise through the spine a little bit. So we're working through that cat and cow stretch. So you want to arch through the back and then round through the back. Don't force the movement through. Just keep it nice and gentle. Arch through that back and around the back. Just mobilising through that spine. If you want to hold in one position for a little bit longer, just to feel that stretch, then you can. Keep that going. Good. And then bring the hips into that neutral position. So we're squeezing that core, making sure we're keeping that back nice and flat with our pelvis in the neutral position. From here, we're going to be working through the glutes. We're going to extend one leg out straight behind you, bring it back into the middle, and then switch over onto the other side. As you extend that leg out, just make sure that hip isn't opening up to the side. So you want to squeeze that core to really keep those hips fixed down towards the floor. So you don't want any rotation through the hips. Imagine someone's pulling on your leg, so you're really lengthening through the leg as you kick out. Not only do you want to be squeezing the core, but you also want to be squeezing those glutes. So as you kick out here, you're squeezing the buttock muscle there and back in again. So alternate the legs, keep it nice and slow and controlled. Make sure you're staying nice and solid through the middle of the body. Keep it going. And squeeze, back down, and squeeze. Keep it going. Good. And let's just even up on both sides. One more on each side. Good. And relax it there. Just sit back onto those heels. Take any pressure off that lower back. Then going to bring it down onto your front. Bringing those hands round in the front so you can just relax the head onto the hands. From here, you're just going to gently curl the heel in towards the glutes and back down again, and then alternate onto the other side. So curl that heel in, back down, and same on the other side. So with this one, as that heel comes in, again, you want to make sure that hip isn't lifting off the floor. So if you've got any tightness in the quads and the hips, you will find that the further you go to push that heel in towards the glutes, that hip might start to lift slightly. So you can always place your hands on the hips just to make sure they're staying down on the floor. So if you do feel it starting to lift, don't push that leg any closer towards the glute. So it's all about that control through the pelvis, So we're not forcing this movement, it's nice and gentle. We're getting a gentle stretch through the hip into the quad at the same time. Okay, now from here, we're going to flex the foot as we bring that foot up, so you're bringing your toes towards the shins. As that leg comes up, you're going to do 3 pulses. So we go 1, 2, 3, bring that leg back down, bring the other one up, 1, 2, 3, and back down again. So flex the foot, 1, 2, 3, pulses, and back down, 1, 2, 3, and down. So keep that going, squeeze the glutes, and you'll feel it working through the hamstrings as well. Make sure those hips are staying down on the floor, so we don't want any twisting through the hips. Flexing the foot, 3 pulses, and back down again. Keep that going. Good. Keep it going. Last one. We're now going to point the toes, so we're pointing the toes away, lengthening through the foot, and now take it into those pulses and back down. So exactly the same, but we're pointing our toes this time. 3 pulses and down. Keep it going. So the more you think about squeezing, so really point those toes, squeeze the glutes as you bring that leg in. 3 pulses and back down again. Good. Keep it going. 1 more on each side. Last one. And relax there. Okay, from here, keeping the legs nice and straight, I want you to imagine someone's pulling on your ankles, so you're really lengthening through the legs. You're going to squeeze the glutes, so you want to squeeze the left glute as you lift that leg away from the floor, keeping the leg nice and straight. Back down, squeeze the right glute and lift the right leg. So you're alternating the legs, squeeze and lift, and back down again. So point the toes away from you, so you're really lengthening through the leg. Squeeze the glutes as much as you can. So the glutes are going to be doing the work with this exercise. So it's not about how high you can lift the leg, because again, you want to keep that hip down on the floor. So you don't want to be lifting up, bringing that hip off the floor. So push those hips down into the floor. Control the pelvis, so there's no rocking through the hips there. We're really focusing on that squeeze of the glutes and back down again. If you do feel any pinching into the lower back at all when you're doing this, then just don't force the leg up as high. So even if you're just bringing that leg off just slightly and back down again. Work at a range that's comfortable for you. Alternating those legs, so you should feel it working in the glutes and the hamstrings. Keep it going. Good. We've got 1 more on each side. Last one. Good, relax there. You're now going to squeeze both glutes, bringing both legs off the floor. Just kick those legs up and down nice and quickly, so you're squeezing both glutes. Both legs are off the floor, kicking those legs up and down nice and quick. Keep it there for 3, 2, 1, and relax it there. Good. From there, you're going to bring it on to your side now. So you can bring the bottom arm out straight and just relax the head onto the arm there. We can bring the hand in to rest your head onto the hand. If you've got a cushion at all that is more comfortable through the neck for you to rest your head on, you can grab a cushion. From this position, bending the knees, you want to make sure you're not rocking backwards. So if anything, you want a slight forward shift of the pelvis, so you're leaning that body weight forward slightly. Now if you were to lift your feet up, you should have your heels in line with your glutes, so the heels shouldn't be over here, they should be directly in line with the glutes. Now with this exercise, which we call the clam, I like to keep my hand on the hip here just to monitor the hip to make sure I'm not rocking backwards. So keeping the heels together, you're going to lift the top knee away from the bottom knee and back down again. So really push your heels together as you lift that knee up and back down. Nice and controlled. You want to be in control of this movement, so we don't want any sudden dropping with the knee there. You control it up and back down, so that downward movement is as important as the up. Just make sure you're not sitting back into it. Really keep those hips fixed forward. You'll feel it a whole lot more through the glute, around this area, if you're keeping those hips fixed forward. Now to challenge this exercise a bit more, you can always add a resistance band just above the knee, so you're having to pull up against the resistance of the band. Keep it going, so you should start to feel it burning through the glutes there. Keep that core switched on as you go. Good, last one. And relax there. From here, you're going to bring the top leg away from the bottom leg. Now in this position, make sure that ankle is in line with the knee. So you don't want the ankle to start up here. You want to start in that position so everything is in line. From here, you're going to rotate the knee to the knee and then back up into that central position again. So we go knee to knee, back into the middle. So as you can see, my ankle stays up in position and I'm just rotating through the knee. So you really want to keep that leg up, keep the ankle up, just rotating at the knee and back in again. Good. Keep that core switched on. Work through the burn. 2 more. Last one. Good. If you need to relax the leg down just to release a bit of that tension off, you can do. Then the next one, legs back up in that position, and we're tapping toe to toe now and back up. So we keep that knee, that top knee away from the bottom knee, tap toe to toe and back up again. Good. To keep that core switched on. Keep that forward shift in that pelvis, so make sure you're not rocking backwards. Keep it going. Last one. Good, and relax that leg down, release that tension. You're then going to extend the legs out straight. You can stay where you are here, or you can bring it up onto the elbow and rest the head into the hands there. You can use this other hand for a bit of support to help keep you in a nice straight line, squeezing the core. Now with the top leg, you want to bring the toes towards the shins. You're going to push away through the heel, lift that leg up just to hip height and back down again. So really push away through the heel, control that movement and back down. It's all about that squeezing the quad and the glutes. So the more you think about pushing away through the heel, you'll feel it activating those glutes much more. So you've got to do the squeezing on this part. Control it up and down. It's all about activating those muscles, switching them on. Good. Control that movement. Keep it going. Last one, you're going to hold that leg up in position and just do small circles in one direction. So make sure you're circling the leg and not the ankle. So really small circles with that whole leg. It should feel quite heavy now through there. and change direction. Keep it there. 3, 2, 1, and relax there. Good. Last little bit through this leg. We're bringing that leg back up in position, and you're kicking forwards and backwards. So use that hand for support. Kick the leg forwards and back. So flex the foot at the same time. Make sure you're not rocking all over the place with this one. So squeeze the core, use that hand for support, control the movement. Don't kick too far if it's going to knock you off balance. Control it forwards and backwards. Good, keep it going. Last one. Good. And relax there, bring that leg back down, release that tension. From here we're going to bring it on to the back now. So roll it over onto the back. Bending the knees, you want to bring the heels as close as you can towards the glutes. Relax the arms down by the side. Make sure your knees are in line with your hips. Push your weight through the heels. Push the hips up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the core and the glutes at the top. And then slowly lower back down again. So really drive through the heels. Peel that spine off the floor. Squeeze the core and the glutes. And slowly roll it back down again. So you want to feel your spine peeling off the floor. So it's a little tilt of the pelvis to start with, to almost flatten that back onto the mat to start with. And then you roll it off, driving through the heels and slowly back down again. As you're working through this movement, especially on the way down, make sure your knees don't cave in together. Remember, keep the knees in line with the hips the whole way through. So just keep an eye on your knees to make sure they're not caving in when you come back down. And again, the more you squeeze, the more you're going to feel it. So we inhale to prepare, and then exhale as we drive those hips up towards the ceiling. We inhale as we come down, and exhale as we drive up. Good, keep it going. This is a nice one to mobilise through the back. Strengthen the core, the glutes and the hamstrings, and you also get a stretch through the hip and the quads at the same time. Keep it going. So you've got the option to stick with those shoulder bridges, or you can add a little bit more into it. This time as you come into that shoulder bridge, lifting one heel off the floor, back down, lift the other heel off, and then slowly bring the hips back down to the floor again. So we drive up through the heels, lift one heel off the floor, lift the other heel off, and then slowly back down again. So you're keeping the toes and the balls of the feet on the floor, you're just lifting that heel off, back down, and the same on the other side. If you want to, you can stay up in the bridge position for a bit longer and work for a few more heel lifts. So you can aim for 10 heel lifts in total before you drop the hips back down again, just to challenge that core and the glutes a little bit more. Whichever is most comfortable for you. Keep it going, keep squeezing. And again, you can stick with the normal bridges. You can go on to the heel lifts, or the next progression as you lift up into that bridge is extending one leg out straight, bringing it off the floor, back down, and the same on the other side. So you can do one on each side, and then slowly lower the hips down to the floor again, and come back up, lift one foot off, lift the other off, and slowly lower back down. As you lift one foot off, make sure those hips are staying fixed towards the ceiling. So you don't want to drop the hips or rock the hips at all. Keep them driving up towards the ceiling. Again, if you want to add a few more in whilst you're in the bridge position and hold it at the top, say for 8 to 10 reps, then you can do. But if you prefer to do one on each leg and then bring it back down to reset, that's absolutely fine. Work at a level that's comfortable for you. Keep it going. And then once you've done that, just hug the knees into the chest just to release that off a little bit. Release the tension. We're then going to take it on to the other side now, so take your time, bring it round onto the other side. We're going to even it up on the other leg now through our clam. So bring it onto the side, you can relax your head onto the arm or into the hand, or if you've got a cushion, making sure those hips are tilted forward, heels in line with your glutes. Let's push those heels together, lift that top knee away from the bottom knee and back down again. Keep that core engaged. Let's keep it going. Make sure you're not rocking back into it. So really push those heels together. Use that hand to help monitor the hip. And 2 more. Last one. Let's relax it there. Then from there, that top leg comes up away from the bottom leg, making sure the ankle is in line with the knee. We drop that knee to the knee and then pull that leg back up in position again. Knee to knee and back in. Let's keep that core engaged. Keep that forward shift of the pelvis so we're not sitting back into it. Keep it going. Good. Last one. Good. Relax there. If you need to drop that leg down just to release some tension. We're then bringing that leg back up into position and we're tapping toe to toe and back in again. So keep that knee up, away from the other knee, toe to toe and back up, keeping that forward shift of the pelvis. Keep it going. Keep that core engaged. Last one. And relax that leg there. Good. From there, we extend the legs out straight. If you want to bring it up onto the elbow to relax the head into the hand, you can. Using this hand for support, squeeze the core, bring the toes towards the shins. Let's push away through the heel, up to hip height, and back down again. So you control that movement up and down. Squeeze the core, push away through the heel. Keep it there. Good. Keep it going. Good. Work through that burn. 2 more. Last one. Relax it there, release that tension off. We're then bringing that leg back up in position and we've got our small circles in one direction. So make sure you're circling the leg and not the ankle. Nice small circles, keep it there. Good. For 3, 2, 1 and change direction. Keep pushing away through that heel. Work through that burn. 3, 2, 1 and relax the leg there. Just allow that tension to release before we then take it in to our kicks, where that top leg's up Make sure you've got enough room, you're kicking forwards and then kicking backwards. Control that movement, make sure you're not rocking forwards and backwards, so don't kick too far if it's going to make you lose your balance. Keep that leg in line with the hips so we're not lifting too high. Keep it going. Good. Nearly there. One more to go. Good. And relax the leg. Allow that tension to release. We're bringing it on to the back again. This time we're bringing the legs out straight. In this position you want to squeeze the core just to close that gap between the floor and the lower back. So you're not squeezing it so much that the back is completely flat onto the floor. Just to close that gap, so it should just be enough just to kind of tug your t-shirt or your top underneath. So squeezing that core, bring your toes towards the shins, so we're working through the quads and the core with this one. With the toes towards the shins, you're just going to bring one leg off the floor, back down, and then repeat the same on the other side. So really squeeze the quad, keep that core engaged. You'll find that as you lift the leg up, you really need to keep that core switched on to avoid that back from arching off the floor as you lift the leg. So keep everything controlled, squeeze, and back down again. Good, keep it going. Just alternate the legs, keep it slow and controlled. Keep squeezing that core. It's important to remember it's very easy to switch it off, so make sure you keep it engaged. Keep it going. One more. And you're now going to bring that left leg up away from the floor, squeezing the quad. And again, just do small circles in one direction. Squeeze the core, squeeze the quad, small circles. 3, 2, 1. Change direction. Keep it there. 3, 2, 1. And relax there. Switch over. Now on that right side, bring that leg up. Small circles. Squeeze the quad, squeeze the core. Keep it there for 3, 2, 1. Change direction. Keep it there for 3, 2, 1, and relax it there. Good. From there, bring both knees into the chest and just gently rock those knees in and out, rocking them in and out to the chest. Loosen up through that lower back and the glutes. Good. Now bring both feet down to the floor. You're going to bring your left leg across the right leg, so you're bringing that foot just below the knee, holding in that position to stretch out through the glutes. From here you can keep it in this position, or you can lift the other foot off the floor just to increase that stretch through the glutes, whichever one's more comfortable for you. If you'd rather leave that foot down on the floor, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure if you do lift it off, you're not straining through your upper body. You want to be able to relax your upper body down onto the floor. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. And switch over, same on the other side. Bring that right leg across the left. Hold that stretch again, whichever one's more comfortable for you. You can keep it here, or you can bring that leg off the floor to increase the stretch. Hold it there. Good. For 3, 2, 1. And relax there. You're going to bring that left knee back into the chest, holding the legs onto the back of the leg, onto the hamstring. Flex the foot and just kick the leg up towards the ceiling and hold that hamstring stretch. Don't force it too much, just keep it at a level that's comfortable for you. Just feel that stretch, but don't overdo it. Hold it there. 3, 2, 1. And switch over, same on the other side. Knee into the chest, flex the foot, hold that hamstring stretch. Don't force it too much. Keep it there. 3, 2, 1. Relax there. Lengthen both legs out straight. You're going to take a nice deep breath in. Float the arms up above the head. And then exhale as you bring them back down again. Inhale and up. Exhale. And back down again. Good. Last one. And exhale. And down. Good. And relax it there. You're all done. Well done, guys. Good work. Hope you enjoyed that session. And next week we'll be focusing on some core work. And then by the end, so on that 6th session, we'll be able to put together a full body session. Now you've got all different types of exercises from upper body, lower body, and like I say, it will be core next week.